Solving linear equations by graphing. Now, when we're talking about solving a linear equation, we could say that we're finding the solution. We could also use the term that we are finding the root, or that we're finding the zero, or that we're finding the x-intercept. Any of those four terms, solution, root, zero, x-intercept, all really mean the same thing. What we're trying to find or solve when we're looking at a function is where does this graph cross the x-axis or the x-intercept, and we could say that that's a zero or that's a root. And depending on the situation that we're looking at, that can tell us and give us some information. So let's look at what we have here. We got Antoine's class is selling candy to raise money for a class trip. They paid $45 for the candy, and they are selling each candy bar for $1.50. The function y equals 1.5 or 1.5x minus 45 represents their profit in terms of y when they sell candy bars. Find the zero and describe what it means in the context. Well, let's first kind of look at this function. Well, we got y. Well, y is going to equal the profit. The 1.5 represents the price, the selling price of the candy bar. X equals the number of candy bars sold. And 45 equals the cost of the candy bars, the total cost of the candy bars. All right, so that kind of gives us an explanation of our function, but let's get into what we're asked to do. We're asked to first find the zero. So let's do that first. We're going to set y equal to 0, and we say that that is 1.5x minus 45. Well, in solving this, let's first add 45 to both sides of the equation. We're trying to isolate this variable x. And so now we got 45 equals 1.5x. And let's divide both sides of the equation by 1.5. And over here on the right-hand side, our 1.5's cancel. And when I divide 45 by 1.5, I'm going to end up with 30 equals x. And so that is the zero, or the root, or the solution, or the x-intercept of that function. Now, the second part of this, describe what this means. What does this mean? Well, if profit equals selling price minus cost, and I say that when my profit is 0, I have to sell 30 candy bars. Let's think about it and put it in this context. If 0 equals 1.5 times 30 candy bars, x is 30 minus 45, well, 1.5 times 30 equals 45, and 45 minus 45, well, that does in fact equal 0. So again, I'm trying to determine what this means. And so what this does mean is that the class must sell 30 candy bars before it starts making a profit. And what does that mean? You need to get out there and sell some candy bars.